Hey everybody, it's DERK91 again, and I felt like in my first Destiny beta review, I didn't really cover everything I wanted to, so I figured I'd just go more in depth with each class and how they played. Uh, I'm going to talk about the Warlock first because that's the gameplay I'm going to show in this video. I don't have any Hunter gameplay because I only recorded the one Hunter gameplay, and this one video I've got here was one continuous chunk of like 20-minute gameplay that I just decided, I'll load that up. I'll use that and I'll just cut it down to about 10, 15 minutes. And this is what I got. So, no Hunter gameplay. I don't particularly like him, so no loss for me. If you like the Hunter, I apologize. Good for you. Anyway, talk about the Warlock. I'm gonna go more in depth with the differences in their abilities and stuff. So with the Warlock special is Void Charge, or like the Void Toss, whatever that's the Void Walker attack. You jump up in the air, kind of like hover for a second, and then you throw out that Void Ball, which is more focused. It has a small AOE, but not very large. If you can get 2 or 3 enemies in one very compact, small location, you'll most likely kill them all, or at least kill one, whichever one the Void Ball hits directly, and then do massive damage to the other two. But it has a very, very steep drop-off radius, so it pretty much, as soon as it gets past that first like other person, yeah, nothing. It's mostly a one-on-one attack. The grenade is a void grenade, which creates a small black hole. And if anybody's familiar with the Borderlands singularity grenades, what it does is that like creates a black hole and it sucks all the enemies into one small location. Well, with this one, it acts more like a prolonged area of effect, like you saw right there. That one, he was close enough to it, got damage from the initial explosion, got sucked into it, and crushed into the grenade. Now, that I love. That's awesome. It's really fun to watch that happen. Uh, it's real nice. As far as the other grenades, I don't know, because with both the Hunter and the Warlock, I did not really play them enough to unlock any more grenades with it. I only played the Titan the most to do quite a bit of that, and I never really checked into what their other grenades were. So, sorry about that. I can't go much into depth on that. But of course, here in about a month and a week, we're gonna have the Destiny, the actual game. So for right now, I mean, not being able to have that information is not gonna absolutely kill all of us, because we'll have it in about a month. And I'm sure there's plenty of other videos out there that does have that information, and I apologize for not being able to provide all of it. But moving on, I'll move on to the Warlock's melee. You got that. It's almost like a force push, really, because it has range. Because you don't have to be directly on an enemy to actually do damage. There's that void grenade here, and as you saw right there, they both, yeah, got sucked into it. As you see that right there, see, there was range on that melee. You just do like a little force push. With the supercharged melee, what that does is, like, whenever you strike an enemy, instead of doing like a little push where the hand goes out, it's actually almost more like an uppercut, almost more like just a serious like punch, and that like sends the enemy like drifting up into the air, and they kind of evaporate in a purple like void color, which is really cool looking. But it's not too uncommon to see that multiple times. Next up, I'll go ahead and talk about the Hunter, seeing as I've got Titan footage but not Hunter footage. The Hunter, his supercharge is the Golden Gun. You summon a golden pistol which can one-shot any normal enemy on your level. Now, if you try to do this to a captain, you'll do serious damage, but you won't be able to one-shot him. A dredge, yeah. A vandal, yes. A captain is going to take it's going to like drop his shields, and then you'll probably do some serious damage to him, or it'll drop his shields, and then you can shoot him again and it'll kill him. But it's not an instant kill on anything that's like a captain level or a boss. Those guys actually take more damage. The let's see here. His grenade is an incendiary grenade, and you do see that whenever in my first beta review, because there's that bit where we're fighting a captain, me and another guy, we're both hunters, and we both toss incendiary grenades at him, and he takes serious damage from it. It's a very nice grenade. I mean, it does good damage, has a good area of effect, and it's quite pretty. His melee he uses a knife. Now, that's really satisfying sometimes. When you really want to kill something with a melee, you just stab it in the face with that knife. It's just something about that is just so satisfying. And his special melee, once it charges up, is a knife throw. And Bungie did a good job at making it to where they registered that you only throw the knife at range when it's charged. So if you have an enemy at like point blank range and you go to hit that melee, you're not just going to throw that knife at them and hit them with the knife. You're actually just going to you're just going to do the normal melee. You're just going to stab them with the knife, and then you can, like, after they drop, you can turn around and see an enemy at range, throw that knife at them, kill them. I mean, you can have a truly BA moment with that. I mean, it's really beautiful. It's pretty good. I know the Hunter is meant more for a little bit more close and ranged fighting. It kind of seems like he's more of a sniper type. I mean, whenever you're doing the first mission and you get your special weapon, you actually get a sniper with the Hunter instead of a shotgun, like you do with both the Warlock and the Titan. Because it's quite obvious the Titan, he's a close quarters guy, but the Warlock seems to be, you know, kind of an in-between, but so does the Hunter because of, you know, the knife and everything, but he seems to be a little bit more range-oriented as well. So, next up, I'll go ahead and talk about the Titan. Now, the Titan's supercharge is like I'm pretty sure it was called Fist of Havoc, and you just jumped up in the air, did this ground pound, you had a massive AoE, and it did so much damage. I mean, you could just run into a room full of enemies, and if they were close enough to you whenever you did that, everything was gone. And if anything did survive that initial ground pound, they were probably pretty badly hurt, and all you had to do was just run right up to them and punch them in the face. Gone. So you can just run in, guns blazing, ground pound, melee, 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 everything's dead. It's beautiful. That is like totally my style. Just run in Rambo, guns blazing, just have a good time. He's a tank, he can take tons of damage, dish it back out. His special melee, I think it was called like Storm Fist or something like that, but I just always called it a Thunder Punch because, I mean, that's more or less what it is. It's a Thunder Punch. It's an electrically charged punch.
Good to be back.
And, you know, whenever you hit an enemy with that, if it kills them, they float and drift off and disintegrate, you know, evaporate away in a, with a blue light to it instead of like the Void Walker's purple. Now, if you don't kill them, you'll see like a good electrical crackle going around their body, which looks really cool, but of course, you know, it sucks you didn't kill them and you don't see them drift away off into oblivion. His grenades are the stun grenade, the pulse grenade, and the lightning grenade. Now, the pulse grenade... Oh wait, no, I'll start with the stun, because that's the first one you get. The stun grenade is like a flashbang. Actually, I think that's what it's called, but it's a flashbang. So basically, it's a bright light. It blinds the enemies. They cover their face. They get this like purple haze over their head, notifying you that they have been blinded, and they just kind of stagger about. And for the Titan, that's really easy. You can just like run into a room, throw that into the middle. All the enemies are stunned, and just literally systematically beat the crap out of every single one of them. Or if they didn't die from the grenade and there's still plenty of them left, if you have your supercharge ready to go, you can just Fist of Havoc the ground and just everything's gone. And it's a really good combo setup. The pulse grenade is something I found more useful for the Devil Walkers, the tanks that that look like angry Tachikomas from Ghost in the Shell. Those things, where they're so tough to kill, if you have a pulse grenade and you have that class upgrade that allows your aftermath and pulse grenades to the length of time it actually stays on the field is increased, that thing actually does pretty good damage over time to the Devil Walker. That right there, that's the Fist of Havoc, and that blue pulse that you're getting there, that's Aftermath. Uh, and that was Stun Grenade. The Pulse Grenade, yeah, so it's a good, like, over time weapon, but not a good immediate kill, which the Stun Grenade can even do. And then after that is the Lightning Grenade. I never got to use that one because I never got high enough up to actually use the lightning. But what it said it's supposed to do is it said it's supposed to stick to whatever it hits, whatever it touches, and then it's supposed to periodically shoot out a bolt of lightning to electrocute the enemies. Now I don't know how much damage it would do. I don't know how often it would do it, but you know that sounds like it's pretty fun. I'll definitely give it a try whenever I get access to it in the real game. But yeah, that pretty much covers everything. I guess I can start to talk about other stuff now. Let's see here. Well, I've got about a minute and 50 seconds, minute 40. One thing I can talk about is what you could do in the game. I mean, you could do public events, just explore, do the normal missions, get the missions from those flashing green beacons that were on the ground. I mean, there was all sorts of stuff you could do. I mean, there's just so much was going on in the beta. It was really impressive, everything that they managed to put into it. And for that, I am truly grateful for what Bungie has done. They've made an incredible game where they've stepped away from Halo and created this new universe with a new story, and I'm very eager for it. I'll see you guys later.